Hello traders, it's me Krasimir Panayotov and we are back in the YouTube channel against all odds. This time straight from Russia. Here we go, where the snow is. We are having fun and of course we are sad about all the situation in Ukraine. But as traders, we have to be adaptive, and as traders we have the task to protect our capital and make the most out of the markets even in such situations. So I wish you successful trading, and let's now get started. Let's get started straight forward with the analysis. So successful trading and peace. Back in the Rich Spirit channel with another weekly analysis. It's been a while, guys, since my last analysis because I have lost access to my YouTube account. So now, since I got the access back, don't ask me how I did it. Google support is doing absolutely nothing to help you, but anyways, I'm here, so this video is special for you. Now let's get started with the Euro USD pair, and right now you can see that I'm on the daily chart. What I am usually doing when I do my analysis is I go to the weekly or even monthly chart and see where is the chart actually going. So on the monthly you can see that we have pretty much about 4 days to complete the last monthly candle. So this candle can actually close or a little bit above or remain around this area or even close below these bodies right here. So it will be very interesting week. The markets will be pushing very hard. This is what I expect. Also we have the Ukrainian Russian conflict going on, so the market should remain wild. Now what if the price go bullish and close with some sort of a pin bar candle? What is a pin bar candle? Well, this one is a good example of a pin bar candle with a small body and a big wick. Then you can see that we have something like a trend going on here if we match the bodies of the candles. So if the price closes above this support, this is a good early sign for a reversal. So we may see the market actually bounce back in the future months. But okay, if it closes like this, we have some room to the downside to continue with the trend, because on the weekly you can see that we are actually strongly bearish, trending very bearish. On the weekly I have marked few support and resistance levels. As you can see, this is the first level, the first resistance, which is above. Also we have this weekly trend line which can act as a double resistance. So if we have a pullback, we may find another level where the sellers can actually be attracted and to make another push to the downside, or to this low right here, or even to create a new lower low. Okay, but if we actually don't pull back but we continue straight downwards with the trend, then let's go to the daily and see what we have. But before that, I will tell you about this weekly resistance. You see all these wicks and the bodies of the candles are actually your resistance, plus this last test of this very same support area. Okay, and another support area is this level right here. You see a little bounce off in the past and another one a little bit lower. Let's now go to the daily and see what is actually happening. Okay, little bit of consolidation here, and after we broke out, then we headed straight to the next support area. So now this support is turned resistance, and we have the support area right here. Now let's go to the 4-hour and see what actually we're having here. And I have an open trade on this chart, guys, so I will explain you with a few words why I entered bearish on this trade. Now, after the conflict in Ukraine and Russia, we have seen very bearish price action on the market. So if that continues, then we don't have a reason to go bullish yet. Also, what the price started creating is this sort of a correction move to the upside. Let's draw one more here, one more trend line. And if we remove this, we have something like a flag pattern. Now, I usually love when the flag pattern actually make a little bit more waves. So if we had one more wave to the upside and another one to the downside, breaking the support, then it would be even more better. But in this case, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 waves and a breakout. Here is the first breakout, then we have sort of a retest. We tried to go back in the trend, we couldn't, we had another fall. Here we created some support area, but every time the price tries to get above higher, it goes with a rejection to the downside. So I entered a sell trades, and I'm expecting wheat to move nearly as much as is the size of the whole flag pattern. So this is my expectation, to reach again the support area around 1.08, and that's a good thing. That's my setup. I firstly set my stop loss above this high, but since we started creating a second resistance here, I moved my stop loss above this resistance. So this is my plan. We have entered pretty much somewhere here. Okay, so we have this much risk for this much reward. We'll see how this trade will go. Of course, if we break this resistance, then the price will probably go back to this weekly resistance area marked in pink. This is what I expect for the market. If we touch the support area, we must observe the price action. If the price will break actually the support and will go to the next one, or we will have a bounce back, maybe some sort of a double bottom pattern, and then move to the upside. Let's go back to the daily and see again what we have. It's pretty much unsure. Here we don't have a strong move to the downside, so everything will be in the upcoming week. Now let's move to some other pair, guys, and see what we have. We have the gold, we have the GBP USD, and let's check it out first. I don't have trades on this current market, but let's go now to the daily chart. As you can see, again we have a bearish trend, and I'll mark two trend lines. For now I will remove this one because I want you to see one pattern, which is a sort of expansion wedge or something like this. So if we break out bullish from here, we can expect a move nearly as much as is the size of the pattern. Okay, so we can get back to these highs maybe, which is a resistance. Now let's go to the weekly and see what we actually have. Okay, this resistance have been resistance in the past, we can see. I will even lift it a little bit higher so we can catch these previous weeks, and in the past you see it acted even like a support. Okay, you know what it is. It's not just a support, it's not a resistance, it's a level, supply and demand level, where we can enter or close our trades with profit targets. let's see where are the weekly levels. I'll do it how I usually do it. Now you see one clear level right here, and let's match the most touches. So this is another beautiful level. I will just leave it like this. So in this chart we have a something like a retest on the resistance, rejection, and probably the price will go downwards again if that was a valid rejection. Okay, let's see where else we can find some support and resistance. I like this zone pretty much. We need something between this one and this one area, something like a halfway where we can take some of the profits if we are bearish. So it's a good thing, or to look for reversals if we are waiting for a bullish move. Okay, so it's clear that on this chart, let's go to the daily, we want to see or a push to the next support area, or we to break this resistance area and go bullish, maybe to test this trend line right here. And this is what I expect. Actually, I will stay a little bit away from the GBP market because I didn't read much about the fundamentals, the economy right now, but I'm sure the GBP is not in the most comfortable or better position. Never mind. Let's go to some other chart. I wanted to check the Euro JPY and the GBP JPY. So the Japanese yen is actually very weak right now. The economy is struggling. This is what I learned so far, and you see this huge weekly trend. If we go to the monthly chart, it's absolutely bullish, and it's not looking like it's gonna stop soon. So on the weekly chart we have broken this important level right here, and we have closed above, so we'll probably continue doing that. We also have this high over here, and the price froze on Friday around this area, so we have to observe the chart if we will continue breaking and creating new highs, or we will have a pullback. The first pullback will be this zone, and maybe we can go to chase something lower. You can place your Fibonacci levels and see where we go. Let me change a little bit the settings on this beautiful Fibonacci thing, and see that here we have the golden zone between the 61 and 38%, and it's a good place for entering long positions if we believe that the price will continue trending. So you can see that here we have some trend line going on, so maybe the 50% or maybe this level as a support area. We may hit the lower 61% retracement. So in this case, guys, I stay away a little bit from trading because I try to sell the market, to sell the pair a couple of times, but it's only going higher and higher. Even when we have a strong pullback, it's only going up and down. So I could also make some scalp trades to the upside, making some profits, but for now we are super bullish. You see the channel, and before we break the channel we don't have a reason to sell this market. Now let's move to some other pair. Let's see the GBP JPY, just to observe what happens there. And you can see even a bigger breakout on the weekly. So I also was looking for sell trades here on the weekly resistance zone, but what happened is the price just rallied to the upside, breaking all the resistances, and currently we're headed to these previous highs right here, as you can see, and we also can say that the price is at a resistance on this market. So that's an interesting thing. Now let's go and check the USD JPY and see if we have the same there. I go to the weekly. Ooh, it's a crazy weekly bullish move. Let's go back and see where are the support areas. Okay, this was the broken resistance, the last broken resistance. And what else do we have? Okay, so here we have actually a resistance, but the price looks like broke already this resistance and it's still above. So you see guys, against the yen we have a mixed signals. Since one hand we are super bullish, since other we have some resistances that might have that might get respected. So I will stay away from this market. If you are about to trade this pair, now I show you some of my zones which I think are reliable. Also you should not forget the ultimate high, so it's also a good resistance zone. Actually on this chart the price is overbought. You can clearly see that here a good correction to the downside would be a nice opportunity for long trades later. So this is an interesting area where I would like to watch for buys after a few weeks after the price corrects. Now let's see some other charts, and the first one will be gold. Whew. It's a beautiful pair, guys. Last year I traded mostly gold, and you can clearly see few weekly support and resistance levels. I have let only these areas, but I will make one more here. Important weekly support area. You see the last time when the bullish move started, first was breaking this high and then it was this weekly resistance. So what do we have currently is the price have corrected a very huge move. Let's go to the daily chart. Let's open the Fibonacci retracement and see that we have nearly 61% retracement correction on the chart and a new opportunity for a bullish move. And this is what I took on gold, observing the conflict in Ukraine and the opportunity that the market gave us. So another bullish move to the upside would be very interesting, and I'm looking for long positions here. Now I'll go to the 4-hour chart and will remind you this area. This is the area around 1970 zone, and another one, the 2000 zone area, which is very important. So I will close some positions around the 1970, and then the next one will be the 2000 zone and probably the 2050-60 zone area. And why not we to break this ultimate high and go even higher? That would be a nice setup. But what if from here we start rejecting, seeing another bearish momentum from the big banks closing their long positions? Then we can head to this previous high over here, and that would be a beautiful opportunity then for another longs. That is also a thing that I'm expecting. So I'm not just predicting what is going to happen. I create scenarios for the price, observe how the price action goes, and open trades according to my analysis. So if the price reaches the 2000s, I will cut some of my trades. If we continue bullish, I will let some positions run. If the price start going back bearish, I have to cut my losses and to wait for a good opportunity like this one here. And this is what I do. Also, I want to remind you that gold loves the round numbers. So we have the 2000 zone, the 2050 zone area, we have the 1870 zone area, and a little bit of support around the 1910-15 zone area, as you can see marked on my chart. Now, why did I enter bullish on this market? The first signal was this huge 4-hour candlestick. I remember it was the news time. I was having sales, I guess. So the price was trending very hard to the downside. It was going also up. I closed my position somewhere here. I think my target was the 19th zone area, 1900 as a very round number. So I closed my positions here. And since the price started reversing and closed with a very bullish candle, even on the 1 hour, I decided that that's it. I'm going long. Then close the 4-hour candle with a very strong big shadow trade. So this is a pattern that I love to trade. You see the last candle is bigger than the previous 6 candles, closes above all of them. I have video on this pattern and I took profit around the next support and resistance area, and that was these previous highs over here. So we have 1, 2, 3 highs. It was a valid zone and a good risk to reward ratio. So I entered like 1-to-1 and closed this position. Then I waited for another opportunity to enter long, and the next opportunity I saw is this massive bullish candle. So first it was, I believe, Friday last week, not this one, when we printed this pin bar candle, which is early sign for a reversal. So on the next few hours the price remained stable, and then came this strong 4-hour engulfing candle. I entered somewhere here, I believe, or around the correction. So I have managed to hold some positions to the upside, and that was a beautiful trade. I have it on my Facebook account shared with the other traders and friends. So started closing some of my positions here since we started reaching the resistance zones, but I let few trades going on. First one to 1970, another one to the 2000 zone, and another one to the 2050 zone area. And I have managed to enter some positions on this correction, because if you can see on the Fibonacci retracement, we have like good 50% correction to the downside. Some highs here acting as a strong support, and that was a good reason to take another shots, and hopefully we can move the price up together with the other participants of the market. Now let's move to something else, guys, and see what we have on the S&P 500. Weekly chart is pretty bullish. As you can see, we have the double bottom pattern here, beautiful double bottom pattern, which can be traded with the size of the whole pattern. So let's measure the size, let's apply it after the breakout. So the price can pretty much cover this whole area and go even higher, creating new higher highs, or it can reject the bullish move at some point of the time, for example here, and we can start again another move to the downside. If for example the war bring more countries to the conflict, then it will be very bad for the economies worldwide, and we can see some financial crisis, or something like this. So, okay guys, let's see also what we have on the New Zealand dollar. This is the 1 hour chart, beautiful consolidation, but let's go to the daily chart and see where the market is trending. Well, currently we have a bullish move, but we also have the bearish trend. So let's draw the trend first. You see that soon we'll be able to see the price reversing with the test of the trend, and the first thing that the price will do if it start correcting will be retesting this support area right here. So let's draw the support. We are matching the previous highs and lows, okay, and then maybe we can find some support for breakout and creating a new bullish trend. That would be nice. Let's go back, zoom out a little bit and see what we have. Okay, clear W pattern here. So we are still pretty bullish, still not ready for the sell trades because the risk is higher when that happens. Okay guys, let's close this chart. I don't like it too much. You know what I am willing to check out, guys? The Euro GBP. So let's find the Euro GBP and open the chart. I have some sexy ass trade there, an interesting opportunity. So this is the weekly chart, guys. As you can see, very bullish, but just 2 weeks ago we had a I mean bearish, very bearish chart. You see the trend is bearish, but just a few weeks ago, just 2 weeks ago, we had this massive bullish engulfing candle where on a support level. So this is a very interesting pattern that I usually love to trade. So on this week we couldn't break the support area, so I expect this week to go bullish. If that happens, let's go to the daily. We will have the so-called head and shoulders pattern, because we have already created a left shoulder, a head, and now if we respect this area, I still have a bullish trade. Usually I trade it when we break out the neckline, but I decided that I will trade actually the weekly candlestick here. So I waited for the pullback, entered a bullish trade, and now we are going back bullish, in my opinion. If that happens, there will be the right shoulder and we're waiting for a breakout. So here I can place my first take profit target, and if we break above this level right here, we can wait for a retest and look for another bullish opportunity, market to go up higher. And that would be a beautiful trade, because the head and shoulders trade is pretty significant. So we can go back to these highs over here, or even higher to this previous high, and that's a nice take profit target zone. Okay guys, that's all from this weekly analysis. Of course, if here we start breaking the support area, we can continue with the trend and get some losses along the way. So hope you're having a great time, guys. I wish you very successful trading, and if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button. See you in the next videos. Peace.